Travis County, in coordination with the Texas Department of Transportation, would like to welcome you to the public hearing for the Pearce Lane Widening and Intersection Improvement Project. This public hearing is being provided to share information and to encourage comments from the public regarding the proposed Pearce Lane project. Notices for this hearing were published on both the Travis County and TxDOT websites and appeared in the Austin American-Statesman and El Mundo on December 22, 2022. A notice was also mailed to adjacent property owners, stakeholders, and elected public officials. Travis County and TxDOT also provided social media posts regarding this hearing and distributed media releases to local media outlets. This public hearing will discuss the Pearce Lane project and the environmental study that was completed for it. Proposed right-of-way requirements and displacements will be reviewed, as well as the project timeline. Several times in this recording, you will be provided the information on how to comment on this environmental study. Prior to December 16, 2014, the Federal Highway Administration, otherwise known as FHWA, reviewed and approved documents prepared under the National Environmental Policy Act, known as NEPA. However, on December 16, 2014, the Texas Department of Transportation assumed responsibility from the FHWA for reviewing and approving certain assigned NEPA environmental documents. This Memorandum of Understanding was renewed on December 9, 2019. This review and approval process applies to this proposed project. The purpose of this public hearing is to 1. Inform the public of project status and project recommendations, 2. Describe the project so the public can determine how they may be affected, 3. Provide the public the opportunity to provide input, and 4. Develop a record of public participation. Travis County, in coordination with the Texas Department of Transportation, is committed to continuing our efforts to gain public feedback about this project. Several methods are being offered to the public for providing comments. You may submit written comments by email, mail, leaving a verbal comment by voicemail, or on the project website. All comments must be received or postmarked by January 25, 2023 to be included in the official public hearing record. Verbal testimony will be similar to a live public hearing. A voicemail system will allow you to record a comment up to 3 minutes long, similar to the time provided during our standard live public hearing practice. The verbal testimony option is available from 6 p.m. Tuesday, January the 10th, 2023 until 11:59 p.m. on Wednesday, January 25th, 2023. Please call 512-240-2865 and leave a voicemail with your comment during that time. This virtual public hearing and additional project information such as the project schematic map and environmental documentation are posted for viewing and download at the address listed. The information presented on this website is the same information being presented in this video. Now, let's start talking about the project details. The proposed improvements for Pearce Lane are from Kellum Road to Wolf Lane at the Travis County line, a distance of 3.12 miles. The objectives for Pearce Lane improvements include realignment and widening of Pearce Lane from a 2-lane roadway to a 4-lane roadway with a raised median, adding bike lanes and sidewalks, improving safety for pedestrian and vehicular traffic, limiting disturbance to the surrounding property and environment, and ensuring no rise in water elevation upstream or downstream. The existing Pearce Lane roadway is a 2-lane undivided roadway consisting of two 11-foot wide travel lanes, one in each direction, 5-foot wide shoulders, and open vegetated ditches. At the Sunchase Parkway intersection, Pearce Lane widens to include 11-foot wide left and right turn lanes for southbound traffic and an 11-foot wide left turn lane for northbound traffic. A 5-foot wide flush median separates each left turn lane from the travel lane of opposing traffic, and the outside shoulders are tapered until eliminated as Pearce Lane approaches the intersection from either side. No pedestrian or bicycle accommodations exist within the project limits. Existing right-of-way width is typically 90 feet. The reconstruction and widening of Pearce Lane would result in a 4-lane divided roadway consisting of 4 12-foot wide travel lanes, 2 in each direction, no shoulders, and curb and gutter drainage. Bike lanes and sidewalks, each 5 feet wide, would also be constructed along both sides of the roadway. Relative to existing Pearce Lane, the realignment would shift the proposed roadway to the south between the west end of the project, Kellum Road, and Sunchase Parkway. The realignment would then transition to the north and remain along the north side for the remainder of the project between Sunchase Parkway and the east end of the project, Wolf Lane. Curb and gutter drainage would include the construction of a storm sewer system with trunk and lateral lines, inlets, and junction boxes. Installation or replacement of cross culverts throughout the project would also occur. The environmental study conducted for this project complies with the National Environmental Policy Act. A categorical exclusion, or CE, was prepared for the proposed project. The environmental study identified and assessed potential impacts due to the proposed project to the natural and human environment, including the resources listed on this slide. Some of the environmental features assessed include air quality, community impacts, hazardous material sites, historical and archaeological resources, farmland and land use, threatened and endangered species, traffic noise, vegetation and wildlife, and water resources. An intensive archaeological survey for the project area will be conducted on properties where permission to access the properties is granted. Shovel test surveys for surface and shallowly buried archaeological deposits have been completed. No archaeological sites were recorded during this pedestrian survey. One cemetery, the John Richards Cemetery, is present adjacent to the roadway. Current construction plans indicate the cemetery would be avoided during construction. Additional surveys still to be completed includes the backhoe trenching for the identification of possible deeply buried cultural deposits. The results of the survey will be coordinated with TxDOT, Travis County, and the Texas Historical Commission, THC, upon completion of the field surveys. A copy of the approved technical reports are available for public review on the virtual public hearing website. Based on the findings in the draft CE and technical reports, implementation of the proposed project would not result in a significant impact on the human or natural environment under NEPA. Let's talk about the right-of-way acquisition process. The proposed project would require the acquisition of approximately 37 acres of additional right-of-way. The proposed project would not displace any residential or non-residential properties. Once environmental clearance has been obtained and the project has been fully authorized, Travis County would commence the acquisition process. All right-of-way acquisition would be done in accordance with the Uniform Relocation Assistance and Real Property Acquisition Policies Act of 1970, commonly referred to as the Uniform Act. Brochures are available for you on the virtual public hearing website. These documents contain detailed information on the process and requirements for appraisal and negotiations, as well as detailed information to inform you of your rights as a property owner. In all cases, the property owner would be reimbursed for any reasonable incidental expenses necessarily incurred in transferring the title to the acquired property to the county. The public comment period for the proposed project ends Wednesday, January 25, 2023. Following this hearing, documentation of this public hearing will be reviewed by Travis County and TxDOT for final environmental clearance and schematic design approval. If there are no major issues arising from this hearing that cannot be addressed in a reasonable time frame, environmental clearance is anticipated in the spring or summer of 2023. Right-of-way acquisition is anticipated to occur sometime in 2023 or 2024, and the project is expected to let in 2026 for construction if full funding is identified. That schedule is tentative and depending on funding. As a reminder, you can submit written comments by email, mail, leaving a verbal comment by voicemail, or on the project website. All comments must be received or postmarked by January 25, 2023 to be included in the official public hearing record. Verbal testimony will be similar to a live public hearing. A voicemail system will allow you to record a comment up to 3 minutes long, similar to the time provided during our standard live public hearing practice. The verbal testimony option is available from 6 p.m. Tuesday, January the 10th, 2023 until 11:59 p.m. on Wednesday, January 25th, 2023. Please call 512-240-2865 and leave a voicemail with your comment during that time. Travis County is committed to continuing our efforts to gain public feedback about this project. Thank you for your participation. This concludes the presentation, and the public hearing is adjourned.